Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Energize. My name is Ashish Jhaveri, and I'm a yoga, breath, and meditation teacher with the Art of Living, as well as a personal transformation coach. So, I would like to start this session by expressing gratitude to Visamo Kids Foundation and Sudeshna. This is an amazing foundation run by amazing people. My daughter has taught computer classes there. I've given a talk there, and of course my mom has been associated with this organization for a long time. So it's everyone in the family has in some way been associated with it. It's like one big family. So thank you very much for this opportunity. Now the next 35 minutes, whatever we're going to spend together, I want to have made this session as an experiential session. It's not just an informational session where you learn more about energy and how it impacts you and how you can energize yourself, but also an experiential session that by the end of it you walk away feeling energized. Because to me, if information doesn't result in experience, doesn't result in a transformation, then it really becomes a burden. So let's just jump right in. So what is energy? Energy is what I'm referring to in my talk is the life energy, or life force energy, right? It is that energy that makes us feel alive. It's that energy that gives us enthusiasm. It's that energy that's in every cell of our body, and it's that energy that propels us to action. So I'm going to invite you to participate, as we go along the talk, because you're going to do small processes and experiments, and you will really get the benefit of this if you jump right in and do that, right? So let's start with one thing. We are all sitting on a chair or wherever you're sitting. What I want you to do is, I want you to create an intention of getting up, right? But do not get up. Just create an intention in your mind that you want to get up. It's like you're at the edge of the chair, you're just about to get up, but don't get up. And just put your attention on yourself and see what's happening inside, right? So you're just on the edge of the chair, you're just going to get up, but don't get up. Just the intention is there. I'm going to give you a couple of seconds. So as you see, did you feel that energy in you was moving up? As if something is pulling you from top. That is life energy. So that is the energy I wanted you to experience, that life energy, and also wanted to experience how it propelled you to action. So you could feel the energy moving up to your head as if someone's pulling you, because that was going to propel the action of getting up. Okay, so now that we've understood a little bit about how life energy, makes us alive and propels us to action, let's understand the impact of energy in our life, right? So if you look at a time when you were feeling low in energy, right? Every one of us has had some time in our life where we felt low on energy. Let's look at what the symptoms of that and how we felt during that time. So I'm going to throw out a few words and just see what you resonate with, okay? So first, when you are low on energy, you'll notice that there's some kind of lethargy or inertia that comes up, right? Second, when you're low on energy, there's a lot of thoughts and there's a lot of chatter in the mind. So I don't know if you notice that. And most of that thought and chatter is negative. So our mind clings towards the negativity because that's the tendency of the mind when it's low on energy. The third thing that comes up are doubts. You either doubt yourself, doubt the goodness of people around you, and generally you doubt, even things you have faith in, right? And the next thing that comes up is we get into a complaining mode, right? Have you noticed that when we are complaining, our energy is generally low? The third and the last thing that happens is procrastination. Have you noticed that whenever energy is low, we tend to want to move things out, right? We are like, oh, let's do it later. Now, if you notice, the reverse is also true. That means even if your energy is high, if you're doing any of these things, complaining, right, or you're having doubts, or sometimes even reactions that result in, frustration or anger, the energy starts coming down. Now let's look at what happens when our energy is high, right? When our energy is high, we are enthusiastic, right? We want to do stuff. We are more dynamic. There's more clarity in the mind. and we are more in action. There's more positivity. We're more aware of what's going on in our mind, and we're able to actually respond to the situation rather than react to it. So we've looked at what's high emotion and high energy and low energy. But in high energy also there are two flavors if you really look at it. The first flavor is high energy where I'm enthusiastic and I want to do a lot of stuff, but there's some amount of feverishness or restlessness associated with it, right? There's restlessness. You're still doing a lot of work, you're still full of energy, but there's a restlessness or feverishness. And the second type of high energy is where you're still dynamic, but there's this calmness. There's a calmness. So there's like what you call inner peace and outer dynamism, right? And that's the kind of high energy, that state we want to get to. Why? Because if you really look at how energy impacts our life, how it impacts not only our state of mind, but also our quality of life, right? So let's look at what is stress or what is overwhelm, especially in today's environment. I'm sure a lot of people are feeling a little stressful or a little overwhelmed. If you look at the formula for stress, it is basically, I have a lot of work to do, there's limited amount of time, and that's pretty much stress, right? Because when there's a lot of work to do and you have deadlines, that's what creates stress. If you have a lot of work to do but there's no deadlines, you're generally okay with it. Or the other way, which is, I don't have too much work, then also I'm not that stressful. There's actually one factor missing here, and that is energy. So if I restate that formula, it is stress is equal to a lot of work to do, limited time, and low on energy. Because imagine if you had the same situation where you were high on energy, you would get a lot more done. Not only would you get a lot more done, even if you didn't accomplish everything, you would still not be stressed because you would just be more resourceful and creative about how to deal with it. And even more positive on how to move forward the next day so that you can complete your work, right? Now, if you look at it, energy is a little bit like money. We can all relate to money, right? Money, we have to earn money, we spend money, and then we have to manage our money because otherwise money will just disappear. Same way with energy, we expend energy, right? We spend energy, we have to create energy, and then we have to sustain the energy that we have. So now let's look at the scenario. If I'm earning less, but I'm spending more, what happens? There's misery in life with money as well as with energy. If I'm earning more and I'm spending more too, then generally there's a struggle in life because you're just trying to balance. It's like a roller coaster. Same with energy, same with money. The third, if I'm making a lot more money, earning a lot more money, but I'm spending less, then I would say we are comfortable. It's similar with energy. But there are two key differences here, right? The first difference is when you have a surplus of money, that improves your standard of living. But does it really improve your quality of life? Right? I could have a nice big house, but if relationships aren't good, quality of life is not good. I may have a nice car, but if I'm stressed and angry while driving, quality of life is not good. Or if I have a nice big bed, but I can't sleep well, quality of life is not good. But when your energy is high, as you saw when we looked at low energy and high energy, in high energy, you are in a calm and relaxed state of mind, right? And a relaxed state of mind is what creates quality of life, right? Because your quality of life is dependent on your state of your mind. So now let's look at how do I increase this energy in my life? What are the sources of energy? So if I broadly categorize sources of energy that we have, there are 4 sources of energy, right? The first source of energy is food, which we all know about, right? Whenever we are hungry, the energy is down, and when we eat food, we get replenished. But is all food equal? No, it's not, because if you eat very heavy food, or if you eat food that's not easily digestible, or if you eat food that's been out for some time, that's not fresh, you notice that after some time your energy starts going down. But I'm not going to go into more details on food because there's already a lot of information about that. The next source of energy is sleep. Same thing with sleep. What happens with sleep? The right amount of sleep and the right quality of sleep is what energizes us. But if you sleep too little, or if you're sleeping a lot, like if you sleep 10, 12 hours, you again see that energy goes down. The third source of energy And this is the most neglected, but the most abundant, and I would say the most impactful source of energy, and that is our breath. Right? So we'll come back to the breath in a moment because I want you to experience how breath can energize you. And the last source of energy, which gets unlocked when you are eating right, when you're sleeping right, and when you're breathing right, in the sense you're doing some breath work, last source of energy that gets unlocked is a calm state of mind. Have you noticed when our mind is calm, we feel so much more energized versus if it's chattering, if it's always moving around here and there, that's a drain on our energy. Okay, so now let's experience that. Okay, we are going to do a small experiment if you can. So if everyone can sit up and then just take a breath in. Just take a breath in. Now what I want you to note is when you took that breath in, did your stomach or your belly, did it go in or did it come out? So if you are not aware, let's take another breath in. Did your tummy come in or did it go out? I'm just looking at the chat here to see if you're responding here. Okay. Another thing I want you to become aware of is when you took a breath in, where did you take the breath in? Was it in your stomach region? Was it in your chest region? Or was it in your shoulder region? Okay. So now, we've all seen a baby sleep, right? Have you seen a baby sleep? It sleep, and when it breathes with its whole body. So you can see the whole body is expanding when it takes a breath in, and the whole body goes in when it takes a breath out, right? So we take about 20,000 breaths every day, right? 20,000 plus breaths every day. And we breathe in around 10,000 liters of air every day. We eat about 2-3 kgs of food and about 4-5 liters of water. That's if you're drinking a good amount of water. But we take 10,000 liters of air every day. And so if you're not doing it correctly, for example, if our stomach's going in, or if you're not using a full lung capacity and not taking a full breath, it impacts the health. Why? Because breath is responsible for 90% of the nutrients that our body gets. It's also responsible for removing 90% of the toxins from our body. Yes, only 10% of the toxins actually get removed through excretion and through sweating. 90% happens through the breath. An average person uses about 30% of the lung capacity. So you can understand that we're not getting enough nutrients that we possibly can in the best possible way. And as long as we're not removing these toxins from our body because we are not breathing in the most efficient way. Now, breath or breathing is one critical function, if you notice, which is not only autonomous, that means it happens on its own, but we also have the ability to take control of it. That means I can actually take control of it and create the kind of breath that I want. So let's do a quick exercise where we will now learn how to take a full breath. And it's called a yogic breath. So a yogic breath is a breath that utilizes 3 components, right? The first is the abdominal breathing. The second is the thoracic breathing, which is in the chest region. And the third is what I call the clavicular breathing, where it's in the clavicular is the collarbone here, right here, right? So if you want to just get on your chair and just be upright, then you can actually learn this method and experience what happens to your energy levels, what happens to your state of mind, and just what happens in terms of using your entire body for breathing. Okay, so just follow my instructions, right? So first we're going to take a breath in, and as we take a breath in, you expand your abdomen, expand your belly and the stomach like a balloon. Expand it as much as you can. And now relax and breathe out. As you breathe out, relax your stomach and pull your navel in towards your spine so you can completely empty out the lungs. Okay, we're going to do it once more. So breathe in and expand your stomach. Expand, expand a little bit more. And relax and breathe out. And pull your navel in. Breathe out completely. Okay, now we'll move to the next breathing, which is a thoracic breathing. Okay, so this time we're going to breathe in, but we're going to use our chest muscles to breathe. So take a breath in and expand your chest, your upper chest, the sides, the rib cage. Expand, expand, and relax. Relax the chest, contract the rib cage, and relax. Let's do one more breath. Take a breath in and expand your chest, upper chest, side, lower chest, rib cage, and relax and contract. Now we're going to do the third aspect, which is the clavicular breathing. Now the clavicular breathing or the collarbone is actually going to happen through the thoracic breathing. So we are going to take a breath in through the chest and breathe as much as you can, and then when you can no longer breathe in, we're going to just move our shoulders back a little bit and lift our collarbone up. When you do that, you'll notice it creates space in the diaphragm area for another little breath to go in. So let's try that, okay? So breathe in, expand your chest as much as you can, expand. When you can do it no more, pull your shoulders back a little bit, lift your collarbone, and you'll notice you'll be able to take a little bit more breath in. And relax the collarbone, relax the chest, and relax. Now we're going to put all of this together, and we're going to do all three of them together. And the way you're going to do it is when you breathe in, you're going to take the first half of your breath and you're going to expand your belly. And once you expanded your belly, you move the breath into the chest, expand the chest. When you can no longer breathe, then pull the shoulders back a little bit, lift your collarbone, and take that last bit of breath in. And then when we release the collarbone, release the chest, and relax the stomach and pull the navel back in. Okay, so let's do it together. We'll take a couple of breaths just so that you get it, and this is something you can practice, on your own. Okay. You can leave your eyes open, or if you want, you can close them if that makes you get a better experience. So breathe in, expand your belly, expand your stomach. Now expand your chest, upper chest, sides, rib cage, until you can do it no more. Pull your shoulders back. Take that small breath in, lifting your collarbone, and then relax the collarbone, relax the chest. Relax the stomach and pull the navel in and empty that breath out. Once more, breathe in, expand the stomach, expand the chest, lift the collarbone, and relax on the way down. And as you relax your stomach, pull your navel in. Okay, one last time. Breathe in. Expand the stomach, expand the belly, expand the chest, lift the collarbone, another breath in, and relax the collarbone, relax the chest, relax the stomach, and pull the navel in. Wonderful. I can't see you guys, but I can see that this would have had an impact on your energy. Just become aware of your energy now, become aware of your state of mind. If you practice this breath about 10 times a day, two things will happen. One is you'll start increasing your lung capacity because this uses all the lobes of the lung, right? And so from the average 30% that most people use, you're going to increase it much more. When you increase it much more, what's going to happen is more oxygen is going to flow in, more life energy is going to flow in, and you're going to feel energized. And it's going to change your state of mind. Awesome. So now let's move on to the next one. So now to understand what we just did, the link between the breath and energy at a deeper level, I want to quickly walk you through what I call the yogic anatomy. Now in the modern anatomy of the physical body, there are 9 systems. They have the cardiovascular system, the musculoskeletal system, the respiratory, immune, nervous, urinary, reproductive, endocrine, all of those systems. So I'm not going to go into that. But at the yogic level, there's another anatomy that's there, right? And the anatomy is, there are 3 bodies. We have 3 bodies. We have 5 layers, 5 sheets in our existence. We have something called chakras, which are energy centers. And we have something called nadis, which are channels through which the energy moves. So in short, the reason I want to bring this distinction up, we're not going to go into the details of that because that's a huge topic and we can do it some other time. But what I want to make you aware of is there is a whole lot going on at the gross level, which is at the body level, but there's a lot of energy movement going on at the subtle level. So let's look at the 7 levels at which we exist, and we'll just go through them quickly. Of course, the first level is the body. I have a body, and that's why I'm here. You recognize me, this is Ashish, and that's the gross form. I can touch it, I can feel it. The next level of my existence is the breath. And the breath is something I can't touch, it's more subtle, right? I can't touch it, but I can feel it. So it's more subtle level, right? Without the breath, I'm no longer Ashish, I'm just a body. The third level, which gets even more subtle, is the mind. So what is the mind, right? The mind is through which we perceive the world. We have 5 senses, seeing, smelling, touching, hearing, all those 5 senses that we have through which we experience this world. But we can only experience this if our mind is with it, right? For example, I'm speaking now. If your mind is here with me, you will be able to not only hear what I'm saying, but also understand what I'm saying. But if the mind is not here and it's somewhere else, even though you're hearing the noise, you will not be able to understand what I'm saying. So that's the function of the mind. The next is the intellect. The intellect is what decides. This is good, this is bad. It's that faculty which is having a conversation with yourself as you're hearing my talk. Yeah, I agree with this, or I don't know what he's talking about. Oh yeah, this is great, right? It's that what makes the decisions, and what agrees, it's where the logic is. And that's also where the chattering happens. So the mind is perceiving the world through the senses, the intellect is judging it, and it's being stored in memory. And that's how you remember. Next time you come across that, oh yeah, that person had a good experience, I like him. Or this person, yeah, stay away from that person. Or I like this, I don't like this. This is good, this is bad. All that is stored. So the next time you encounter it, you remember that. And then of course there are other layers like the ego and the self. But the point I want to make here is, at the gross level, there is a body. At the subtle level, there is the breath, there is the mind, there is the intellect, right? And the memory. And then of course the ego. So there's a lot going on at the subtle level. So we have 3 bodies, like I said. The gross body, which is the physical body. There is a subtle body, which is outside the gross body. Now we've always thought that our mind is inside our body. But that's not true. The body is actually inside the mind. Our brain is inside the body, but our mind is outside the body. And there's a very easy way to recognize that, right? It's because a mind can expand. If I tell you, become aware of your entire room right now, you will notice that the mind is expanding to become aware of the volume of the room. If I say become aware of the space between here and the moon, automatically the mind can easily go very quickly there and become aware of that. So the mind can expand and contract. Now the reason this is important is the breath, the dimension of the breath is the doorway between the gross and the subtle. That means through the breath I can impact the body, and through the breath I can also impact the subtle aspects, which is my mind, the intellect, which is chattering all the time, memory, impressions that are stored, and even the ego. So it impacts all of those things. And that's why it's really important to understand that when we talk about energy, there is a lot going on at the subtle level. The same way we have veins through which blood is flowing, through which oxygen reaches all the organs and the tissues and the cells, and it re-energizes them. The same way, at the subtle level, prana. So the prana is the subtle form of breath, or the breath is the gross form of prana. Prana is a life energy. Prana is flowing through the nadis, or the channels, and into the chakras and into all the aspects of our body. So there's a lot going on there. And so it's just important at this point in this talk to just understand there's a lot more to energy than just the physical level. And a really nice example of that is when you exercise. You notice that when you exercise, sometimes you feel more alive and more energetic. And why is that? Because exercise is actually expending energy. You're depleting your energy when you exercise, but yet you feel alive. Why? Because you have stretched your body, right? You've stretched your body, you've stretched your muscles, you've increased the flow of prana in them, you've increased the flow of energy in them, and that's why you get this invigorating feeling when you exercise, even though exercise is actually depletion of energy, not putting in energy. Awesome. So now, what I would like to do is take you through one more breathing exercise And this is called the yogic coffee or the yogic tea. It's called, one of the pranayams called Basika pranayam. And we do it a little differently. So if you follow me, you will notice instantly how your energy can improve. And after that, after we finish the pranayam, we'll just sit quietly for a few minutes with our eyes closed, because we don't want that high energy with the restlessness, but we want that high energy, that calm energy where there is inner peace, but you're ready to be dynamic outside. So are you guys ready to do that? Of course, I can't see you, but I'm hoping that you're participating in this so you can experience that you can get your own breath, and within minutes, you have access to energy whenever you want, how much ever you want. Okay, so to do this pranayam, I would request you to sit upright so your spine is erect, because energy moves through the spine, right, the spinal column. And then we're going to put our hands by our shoulders with the closed fists, with the thumb outside, and your elbows are close to the body. Now I'm just going to give you some instructions and then we'll do it together, right? So when I say breathe in, we're going to lift our hands up and we're going to open our palms. Just so you can see me, you're going to open our palms, and when I say breathe out, we're going to bring it back to our original position and we're going to keep the palms closed. Now, only thing we're going to do is when we breathe in, we're going to use a forceful breath, right? And when we breathe out, also we're going to use a forceful breath. And I'm just going to show you here. So when you breathe in, it's also going to open up your nasal passages, so don't be shy about that. Okay? And what I would request is, if you have a heart condition or if you have high blood pressure, which remains high even after taking medication, then when you do this pranayam, don't use a forceful breath, you can use a normal breath. But for everyone else, if you want to really experience your prana flowing through your body and instant energy, then let's do it together. For the best experience, keep your eyes closed, right? We'll do 2 rounds of this. So when I say in, we're going to take our hands up and open the fists, and out, we're going to bring it down, and we're going to do it with forceful breath. We'll do about 15 breaths. And then you can keep your eyes closed and you can just put your hands on your knees like this, facing upward. And we'll get ready for the second round, and we're going to do it again, and you're going to keep your hands there. And then we'll just keep our eyes closed and observe what's happening in our body, and I'll guide you through that. So for about 4 or 5 minutes, we'll just observe what happened as a result of the pranayam that you did. So pranayam is nothing but pran and ayama, right, which is channeling the energy in your body. Or you can also look at it as prana and yama, which is the dimension of the prana, which is the subtle dimension. So we ready? Let's take the position. For those who can't do this, you can actually practice the yogic breath that we did at the beginning of this talk, and you can just do that while we do this pranayama. And then when we're sitting and observing what the sensations in our body, you can join in for that. Okay, so allow your eyes to close and get your fist in front of your shoulders and elbows close to the body. And just take a gentle breath in and breathe out. And now with forceful breath, we're going to breathe in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. And relax with your eyes closed, palms on your knees, facing to the ceiling. Just put your attention on the increased energy or the flow of energy happening in your body. Tingling sensation, just be aware of that. Okay, we'll get ready for the second round. So let's take position, fists in front of the shoulders, elbows close to the body, gentle smile on the face. Take a deep, gentle breath in and breathe breathe out. And now we'll take a forceful breath in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. In, out, 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 and relax. Eyes are still closed. Hands can be on your knees with the palms facing up. Put your attention on your body and just become aware of any sensations, the flow of energy. And continue to take long, deep breaths. Just put your attention on your legs. Right leg, and relax it. On the left leg, your thighs and hips, your abdomen, stomach, and chest. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Become aware of your shoulder, right shoulder and right arm, left shoulder and left arm, neck, your face. Relax your jaws, your eyes, forehead, your entire face and your head. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, relax your entire body from head to the toe. Just become aware of any noises around you. Noises of the fan, people talking, traffic. Just accept all those noises and just be with them. Become aware of your thoughts. Good thoughts or bad thoughts. Don't resist any thought. Just let it be. Become aware of your feelings, pleasant or unpleasant. Be in harmony with all your feelings. You are peace. You are happiness. You are the source of energy. Become aware of your feelings if there are any. Become aware of the thoughts if there are any. Become aware of your body and surroundings. Take a deep breath in. A nice big smile. And as you breathe out, And gently open your eyes. Welcome back. I hope you had a great experience and you feel that relaxed energy, energy that's making you feel alive, but at the same time calm and peaceful inside. So I just like to summarize by saying thank you for this opportunity and staying with me. I hope you got an experience of how energy can impact your life and how it not only affects your state of mind, but also your quality of life. And it's all in our control. We are the source of energy, and using our breath, we can energize anytime. And there are so many benefits. This was just the tip of the iceberg. And I hope this has raised your curiosity so that you can look into this much more, learn more about yourself, and other ways how you can energize yourself. Thank you. I'm really grateful to everyone for participating and for getting this opportunity. Have a great rest of the evening. Goodbye.